Darren, good to be back in SA. There's been some lovely cricket matches here played over the last few decades. Happy to be back in South Africa.
It's always good to come here. Quality of playing the opposition in South Africa, and tough opposition all the time. They're a quality one-day side and a quality test side. Well, quality side full stop, to be perfectly honest. So for us, it's a great challenge to come here with a younger side. We're obviously missing a couple of key bowlers for this tournament, but looking forward to the challenge of playing a really good cricket side.
Steve, this will be the third time that you're coming across South Africa in terms of, if you look at the Caribbean and early on, you've had the upper hand. Does this give you that extra motivation that you have a number in them?
Good question. Look, I think it's, as Darren just alluded to, I think South Africa's a very good one-day side, a very good cricket side, and playing in their own backyard, there's no doubt it's going to be a difficult series for us. But we're up for the challenge. It's always a great place to come and play here in South Africa, and we've got a good week of prep and to get used to the conditions, and then hopefully we can have a good series.
Stuart from the start. Darren, since the World Cup, Australia have managed to maintain a very high level of performance in one-day cricket, despite a lot of changes. I was wondering if you could put your finger as to why that has been the case.
We do turn over a bit in our one-day setup because you've got to give the test players a break somewhere. So we get our one-day players to chop and change a little bit. They handle it very well. They're fantastic at handling it. So the great thing is it gives them a chance at this level, this next level. So we've seen someone like Travis Head come in and do really well for us. And bowlers chop and change a little bit. So the great thing for that, Stephen knows he's got a lot of depth of bowlers in this format and obviously in the test format. So for us, we've done that since the World Cup final to really chop and change and making sure we've given everyone enough game time. So looking ahead to major tournaments, if that makes sense, you've got the Champions Trophy next year and then looking ahead to 2019, we're always looking ahead. So the players adapt really well when we're doing that. So all credit to the players really on that front.
And I guess the same thing here with a bunch of faces that South Africans may not be used to seeing, the likes of Worrell and Tremaine. Are you looking for them to kind of make that same sort of step up?
Very much so. We want that to happen. There's obviously good reasons we don't bring Stark and Hazelwood here. We're playing you in a test series and we get to give them a break a little bit. So it's a great challenge for young guys. Stephen knows more about them than I do, but they're good young players and they'll go well.
Crystal from Supersport. Darren, just on not having Stark and Hazelwood here, two premier fast bowlers, what is the Australian ODI team without those two when you're travelling to South Africa where it is fast bowlers that dominate?
We've got some good young fast bowlers, so we'll only know that at the end of the series against a quality side. So we're hoping they step up, and I'm sure they will. They've got some pace. They swing the ball. They've got some variations. So we've got some good quality there. With Hastings has played really well for us. Boland did really well last series, and then you've got the three debutants that'll play at some stage during the tournament.
Coach, does this then make it exciting for this? I mean, like you say, you've got a lot of young guys coming through on South Africa's side. You've got the likes of Del Steyn coming back, a few debutants. Do you think then it sets up for a really exciting, with the new talent that's going to be there, it sets up for an exciting series?
Definitely, it's great for the media, great for the crowd, to be perfectly honest. So you're going to see some young guys go at it and someone gets to make a name for themselves in a high-quality series. Obviously, you want your superstars like, for us, Stephen and David, performing like they normally do, but it gives a chance for the young guys to see how they go about it, and I'm sure it's the same with South Africa.
Stephen, have you picked up a bat in the last few weeks, or have you had a big break from the game?
Yeah, I've had a good break. I had a hit 2 days before we left. I actually got my old man to feed me some balls for the first time in about 8 years, so it was a good thrill for him. And I hadn't lost it. It was good. It was I felt like I hit the ball really well. So we've got a week here to prepare, and I'll get some good time in the nets over this week, and then be ready to go for the first game.
Did he coach you well?
He didn't say a word actually. It was a bit different to when I was growing up.
And also your record, Australia's record here is pretty remarkable. I think the Test cricket they've got a better winning record than South Africa, and one-day cricket is pretty close. Why is that? Do you think why do Australian teams do especially well in these?
I'd say they're probably the most similar to Australia that you're going to get, so it's not so foreign to us in a way. But look, it's a great place to play cricket. The wickets generally have some good pace and bounce, and that's how we like to play on those kind of wickets. And I think it's exciting for one-day cricket to have those kind of wickets as well, with generally quite big scores. So I'm sure things will be a little bit different to what we saw in Sri Lanka in regards to the amount of runs that are going to be scored in this series.
Stephen, Chris Labuffler from Build. Ireland being involved in this as well. I mean, you know, they say for those teams it's good to get the exposure playing against sides like yourself and South Africa. But from your point of view, is it good to play against some other opposition that you don't really see that often around the circuit?
It is, yeah, and you know those kind of countries like Ireland are trying to continue to improve in cricket, in the world of cricket. So I guess coming up against us, it's a big thrill for them. But you know, from my point of view, we want to play like we play every game and beat them. That's going to start off our series really well, and if we can do that and gain a little bit of momentum, that'll be really big for us.
Steve, just to firstly, having played them like 3 times over, the approach here, is it different? Is it the same mentality? Is it the same approach? Second question, there's going to be a break instead of the old traditional for December where it's test and ODIs. Do you think in any way it affects your players or the rest of the team, knowing that you're going to be playing ODIs and break before you come back to test against South Africa? Do you think it affects, does it have a bearing on mind, on the body?
I don't think it'll have a big effect. I think it's part and parcel of the game these days. We're going in and out of formats consistently, so it's going to be about guys being able to adapt quickly to the format that they're playing and playing their best cricket. In regards to the conditions and the differences between us and South Africa, I think, as I said before, I think this one's going to be a series where the scores are going to be a little bit higher than particularly in the West Indies where we played them last time. The wickets are generally pretty good, and you know, you look at the 2 places here in Johannesburg, the ball generally flies, and there's lots of 6s and 4s hit. So yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit different, particularly in the West Indies when we played South Africa last.
Just going to throw it to the coach. Would you have preferred that back-to-back, or are you comfortable with the whole thing? Do you think it could have been done better?
No, it is what it is. Schedule is always to fit tournaments in. End of the day, both teams have to get back and play. I think we're actually flying back with South Africa, aren't we, Hutch? Are they? Oh, okay. And they've got to have their game time before the first test as well. So our guys have got Shield cricket. So you've got to prepare for the test match in Perth. So you need a bit of time in between. It is the way it is.
Steve, I know it's a completely different format, but there's a lot of people looking on both sides of the ocean looking forward to that test series. Will there be any, I guess, mental markers that, you know, either you or South Africa could make going into that test series? There's a few players on both sides that play both formats.
Oh, perhaps. It is. You're right. It is a completely different format. But look, I think if we're looking at you know, the South African bowling attack, you know, they've got a few guys that I assume will be part of their test squad. So it gives us a chance to play against them and hopefully get into a bit of a rhythm against them as well. And I guess their batters have been pretty similar for a while now. So we know what they bring to the table, and we've just got to be up for the challenge. They're a very good cricket side. In Australia, I guess that's as close as conditions as I said before, as we get here. Going to Australia is close for them. So, you know, we're going to have to be at our best if we want to beat them in the summer.
There's been talk, especially in South Africa of late, that this team relies too much on AB de Villiers and so on. Do you feel that that's obviously going to be you know, if you can contain AB de Villiers, the job might be halfway done?
Well, I think De Kock, Amla, Duminy, Miller, Steyn, Abbott, Duplessis, all those would argue with you a little bit. They've been quality players. So we know we have to, you know, curtail AB at some stage and really, but he's a class player, so he's going to get some runs. It's just the amount of runs. Hopefully it's not too many, to be perfectly honest. He's a world-class player. So we've got our plans in place for him. Hopefully they work. And if they don't, we'll have to change them very quickly. But, you know, to keep him down and the top order is going to be key to winning the series. I think that's for both sides, to be perfectly honest. If our top order bat well or their top order, it's going to really control and drive the game.
Darren Stevens spoke for it Australia about the sort of change in character that he thinks is needed, that guys need to puff out their chest and be a bit more vocal on the field. Is that something that can be coached, or if you've got naturally quiet characters, is that something that's pretty difficult to...
I think Stephen hit it right on the head, and it's more so in the Test match sort of arena. The one-day guys are pretty vocal. I think it'll be a fiery series. One of the great things about these two countries is they play it really hard on the field, but get on really well off it. So I don't think the noise will be an issue in this series for both sides.
Just about leadership and David Warner, who had such great success in Sri Lanka as captain. In South Africa's setup, there are quite a few leaders within the team, and it's almost like a group of leaders that lead them. What do you think of leadership and the fact that there can be more than one leader within it?
Yeah, it's nice to have some senior players around the group that I can, I guess, lean on for advice, or they can come to me with certain things as well. So, yeah, it's nice to have those guys around the group to help you out when you need it.